The pasture is ours, and that's final.
Bullshit!
That's Olbram getting shit up on the floor.
Tell Henrik I'll be waiting for him. He'll know where to go.
All right.
And tell him I'm looking forward to tonight.
Damn. Kind of horny, huh? Anka in Vasek was ruined when the father of his bride and his drunkenness called Vasek a fool who had sex with sheep. We're in Zhelejov. Okay. So we made it to Zhelejov, guys.
Blessings to you.
Blessings to you. Old Olbram. Farmer. How are things here?
How are things going here?
The land is good. Apart from those assholes up in the hill that
Here's a lisp.
What do you mean?
fucking Tachov bastard. They're getting above themselves.
Do you want me to help with them?
Trust me. I'll make it worth your while.
Quest,
What
guys.
do you say?
I'd be happy to help. I don't have the time. Tell me more.
I might be able to help. But first, I want to know what this is about.
All right. Listen up. Up on that hill over there, it's Tachov.
Tachov.
All I want you to do is to go over there and give them a taste of their own medicine. We'll make some mischief and have a few laughs while we're at it. Well then, will you help me?
What exactly does that mean? Gladly sounds like fun, or no thanks, that sounds petty. Let's just try it. Gladly, this sounds like fun.
Why not? I could use a good laugh.
Listen up then. Those naughty Tachovite bastards have this nice maypole in their village. They're so proud of it, you'd think it's a gift from the king himself. Especially Prochek. Nothing would teach them a lesson better than stealing it and putting it up on the
Now I don't know if I
here,
want to do this.
just to spite them.
Sounds pretty petty. Alright, I'll bring you the maypole, or I don't think so. But we don't really... Okay, let's just agree to it. I'll bring you the maypole.
So all I have to do is take their maypole and bring it to you.
Aye, exactly. But be
Okay.
careful no one sees you take it. It'll be even better if they don't
maybe we have
even
to do this
know
at
it's
night or
missing.
something.
Besides, if they catch you, they'll beat the shit out of you. So be careful.
All right, I'll be careful.
I have a feeling I'm going to lose rep with
Thanks.
Tachov, though,
Excellent.
after doing this.
But even if something goes wrong, don't go clobbering anyone over the head. Understand?
Okay. So it has to be non-violent.
All I want to do is piss Prochek off.
You want to do what to him?
Piss him off. You know?
Pissed him
Mess
off.
with him for stealing our maypole and our pasture. But remember, no violence, all right?
Of course.
Alright.
I wouldn't hurt a fly. You can count on me.
But go ahead and talk to Prochek. At least you'll see what an asshole he is.
I wonder if the guy that he's talking about, Prochek or whatever, will have like a counter quest against him or something.
Why don't you like the Tachovites?
Because they're wankers.
Like,
Arrogant wankers. Think they're above everyone else. But mainly, they stole our pasture.
stole our pasture.
Which has
huh.
belonged to Zhelejov since time immemorial.
They stole your pasture.
How does someone steal a pasture anyway?
Like a prick, that's how. Behind Tachov, there's this strip of land leading toward the pond. It's supposed to belong to us. But great thing, there's an old tree there. And everything between the tree and the woods is ours. I was there when it was decided. I was about your age then. And I got a good beating under that tree. So I remember. And you can bet your ass I remember.
Okay. You got beaten up. Have you tried asking von Bergov for help?
Did you take your pasture dispute to Lord von Bergov?
Yeah.
Of course we did. He asked the Tachovites bailiff to resolve it, and he said we should sort it out amongst ourselves. And that if he heard about it ever again,
Okay.
he'll have both me and Prochek flogged. So that's
All
that.
right. Okay. You know what? Let's get out of here. So Tachov is to the north here. So let's go ahead and head up there. Here we go. Okay, so here we are in Tachov. And you can actually look at their maypole right there. That's the maypole.
Hey, this is your famous maypole.
So he gave us the mission to steal it, but I think I want to ask around the town about it first, even though I think that will raise suspicions. I'm just going to get in a save first, just in case, that sabotages me by talking to everyone about it. You know, if everyone gets sus because some guy's going around asking about the maypole all over the place. Let's start by asking the smith, Radovan.
Good day.
Lovely maypole.
What a nice maypole. It'd be a shame if something...
What?
Nothing. Nothing.
What the heck?
Really, very nice.
I'll say the best in the country. Do you know why?
No?
Because it's the only one. We toppled the one in Zhelejov.
Ah.
They never saw it coming. Nobody gets the better of us. I don't think they're going to try anything after that beating anyway. Even if they do, Henrik will raise the alarm and we'll kick their asses again.
So it sounds like they have a rivalry going, and they are assholes, honestly. Okay, I'm starting to see why everyone hates Tachov. Where is Prochek? Where's Prochek? There's Prochek.
I
Okay.
apologize.
Let's see what the deal is with him. Nice maypole you have there.
That's a beautiful maypole you have there. You don't see that every day. I reckon all the other villagers must envy you.
They sure do. Them Zhelejovites try to steal it, but our fellas kick their asses. Why are you so interested in it anyway?
We could say, easy, I know a good maypole when I see one, or it must be hard to guard it. I feel like both of these are kind of being a little bit too obvious. Let me just say it must be hard to guard, or... Yeah, say it must be hard to guard it.
I know from experience how hard it is to guard a maypole like that. I used to stand guard myself.
Well, there you go. Then I'm sure you know what it's like to be envied by everyone around. And if someone had bad intentions, Henrik would show them how we do
Henrik.
things here in Tachov. That's the one thing he's good for.
About Henrik.
I wanted to ask about Henrik.
What about him?
Did he do something to you? Sounds like you're not exactly fond of him.
Aye, I'm not. He's been getting on my nerves ever since he got together with our manker. I'm afraid he'll mess with her head and run off with her. Just like his bloody brothers did.
Where did they go?
What do I know? One day they just packed up and wandered off. Their village wasn't good enough for them, I reckon. I wouldn't mind if someone went and beat the thoughts of Manker out of his head.
Damn.
Maybe someone not from around here.
I can do that, or this isn't for me? Okay, it sounds like this is another quest. I thought this had to do with the Frog's Maypole quest, but let's agree to it.
Why not?
We can
I
do
can
that
manage
another
that.
time.
He's not much of a fighter, but I reckon if you call him a vagrant or something, it'll surely rile him up. And I'll remember you did me a little favour.
Okay. So Henrik should be somewhere over here. Is Henrik inside here or what? Where's Henrik? I guess Henrik is upstairs. He's probably sleeping right now. So there is Henrik right there. Can we talk to him?
Lord be with you.
How are you doing?
How's it going?
It's shit, to tell you the truth.
How come?
Because I have to guard this bloody maypole.
Yeah, so he's the
I
Maypole
can't even
guard.
get a good night's sleep because of it. And there's plenty of other work to do during the day.
I wonder if we could just trick him.
And then there's... Ah, never mind. Forget it.
Manka. What is it?
What did you want to say? Sometimes it's better to share your troubles.
Yeah.
Two heads are better than one, after all.
I mean,
Nice.
if you say so.
Success.
It's about Manka.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've noticed her. She's the prettiest
Prettiest
around.
lass around. I did.
Oh, it's hard not to notice her.
Exactly. Me and Manka love each other, but her parents are against it. I don't even know why. They just don't like me. They forbid her from seeing me. We went to a dance together in Tachovites recently, but when they found out, they were furious. Now they're keeping close watch over her and causing problems for me as well.
Maybe instead of beating him up, we could just convince them to elope or something. See, I'll take over for you so you two can go out.
Well, they can't be watching her all the time, can they? Just go out late at night sometime. Nobody'll notice.
We've done that a few times, but we can't now. There's no time for it. I've got to stand watch at night. I was drawn. This year, they want to keep the maypole up until harvest, and that's still far off.
Listen,
Damn.
I've got an idea. How about I stand watch in your stead for one night? You and Manka can go somewhere in the meantime. Nobody'll know.
You do that for us.
Of course. It's nothing.
All right, we have a deal. Ask Manka and let me know what she says.
Okay, the only thing I don't like about this path though is it's so obvious if the maypole goes missing, like he could just turn around and expose us, right? That we agreed to watch the maypole for him and then tell everybody what happened, you know? Alright, so here's Manka. Hey Manka. I talked about you with Henrik.
Henrik told me about you.
That's great. And why are you telling me?
He said you're having a hard time seeing each other because of your parents. So he came up with a plan.
Aye, that's true. So, what did you come up with?
I'll take over guard duty for him, and you two can have some time to yourselves.
Well, that sounds pretty good, actually. So, how are we going to do it?
Tonight, when everyone's asleep, you'll sneak out and wait for Henrik. I'll take over his watch, and you two, well, can do whatever you want.
All right, agreed. Tell Henrik I'll be waiting for him. He'll know where to go.
Alright.
And tell him I'm looking forward to tonight.
Damn! Kinda horny, huh? Okay, end dialogue. Damn, they must have been, you know, holding it in for too long. Okay, here we go. I didn't know how to word that, like, appropriately. They must have, you know, been anticipating it. Okay, here's Henrik. Manka agreed to meet with you.
Good news. Manka agrees. She'll be waiting for you tonight. She says you'll know where.
We'll meet by the maypole as soon as it gets dark, all right?
Aye, it's a deal.
Alright, cool. Alright guys, so Henrik is out on a date with Manka. Let's steal the maypole. Let's see what happens. Here we go. Guess he has to climb up first. Oh crap. Yeah, I was actually not aware of all these traditions with the maypole. I remember in school we did like a dance one time where we had to like twirl, you know, like, well, I wasn't part of it, but you know, like the dancers had to twirl around it and wrap like the ribbons around the maypole. But I had no idea about this whole thing about like stealing it from the next village over and all that. That's interesting. Oh god, I hear dogs barking. All right, here we go. Chopping that maypole. I'm surprised no one can hear us. There's like guards out too. Patrols. Oh shoot. Okay. I wonder why it failed those quests. I mean, we arranged the date successfully and all that, so yeah. I guess I just X'd those out, you know, those sub-quests. But there we go. Okay guys, so here's Old Olbram. Let's see what he rewards us with for stealing the maypole. I've got the maypole.
Say, I have this fancy maypole from Tachov here if you're interested.
My God! They're going to sit the toast. Nobody's got them this good in years. You're a champ, Henry. As soon as I saw you, I knew you had it in you.
Man.
I promised you something, didn't I? And I'm a man of my word.
I wouldn't expect anything less. Thanks. Happy to help.
What do you say we put one more for case? I'd make it worth your while, of course.
So we got 45 groschen for us. That's not that much given how far I am right now because I did so much grinding, but I'm in the early game. That's like a decent chunk of money. I'm on it.
All right. Why not?
Great. Now listen up. Let's really ruin their day, shall we?
I'm all ears.
Them Tachovites grazed their sheep near the pasture they took from us, and you're going to scatter their sheep into the woods. What do you say? They'll have to herd them all back. I reckon they'll be proper pissed off.
That sounds stupid or alright? Let's say alright.
All right. I'm sure they won't be happy about that.
That they won't. But that's not all. Prochek's beloved son is in charge of the sheep now. You'll make him look like a complete moron.
Project Sun? Ah, that's a good plan. It doesn't seem right. Project Sun?
Prochek's son.
Aye. Prochek is in charge there. He gives me the most grief. And they all care about his opinion. If it wasn't for him, this whole pasture thing would have been sorted a long time ago. On top of that, he thinks his son is gifted, and that he'll be a bailiff somewhere one day. Nothing will piss him off more than seeing his son be the village idiot.
Aye, that's a good plan.
All right. That's a good plan.
Of course it is. I came up with it. The Tachovites will be doing the worst thing soon. If you manage to drive the thief through the drying laundry, I reckon they won't be too thrilled about it. I'll even give you an extra reward.
Say, Olbram, how am I supposed to lure away Prochek's son?
You'll figure it out. Actually, wait. I've got an idea. Flip this into his food, and you'll see.
What will I see?
It's what I give to my cattle for bellyache. Prochek's lad is going to sit all over himself.
Oh my god, it's just
And
like
when he's
juvenile
done,
pranks, you know?
You'll be able to chase
Oh,
out his
Lord.
sheep.
All
Okay.
right. That sounds like a plan.
Well,
I'm on it.
let's
Great.
go for it.
But same as before, all right?
Alright.
Don't go killing anyone.
And don't
And
get caught.
don't get caught.
Okay, I get it. Alright, so we're back in Tachov. I'm gonna go ahead and slip the potion, the digestive potion, into the snack for Prochek's son, the laxative. So here we go.
Good day to you.
Who's herding livestock around here?
Who's herding livestock in this village?
Depends. The young lads take turns. Now it's Manka's brother, Alshik. See you later, my friend.
Damn, she's literally watching the food. I wonder what happens if I just try to do it right in front of her. Okay. She didn't even say anything, and I put a laxative right in his food right in
God
front of her.
heaven, you're seeing this.
Oh, Lord. Okay, so Alshik got the digestive potion now. So I'm guessing he ate his lunch. Now can we go and drive the sheep? Okay, here we go. Let's chase the sheep into the laundry. Let's make... Okay, I think that's the laundry right over there. Like those sheets that are drying. Yeah, so let's go ahead and chase them. Is there a way I can, like... drive them forward? Do I have to whistle or something? Go, ruin the laundry while the women are watching it, which is kind of mean. But that's the mission. Okay, here you go, sheep. Go ruin their laundry. Why aren't they going on the laundry? Go on the laundry. There we go. Soil Tachov's laundry. Okay, I guess we should do it one at a time. Here. Soil all the clothes. Oh god, those maids see us in broad daylight though. I'm losing rep with them rapidly. Damn. Go! Step on the freaking laundry. Jesus, man. There we go, finally! God, that took forever to get them to soil all the laundry.
Whoa!
Get out. Stupid sheep. How do I scare the sheep more? Maybe I should, like, fire an arrow at them or something. There we go, come on. I guess I should use arrows. That might be the most effective way to do it. Get out. Yeah, I wish that they had given us like a command or something, because this is kind of stupid how I have to like chase them out, shooting arrows behind them to make sure that they keep running. There we go. Okay, so we lost a lot of rep with Tachov for doing that, obviously. Makes sense. Now we need to go talk to Old Olbram. Sorry, Olbram. Alright, there's Old Olbram. I'm done with the sheep.
I'm done with the sheep.
Haha, great. How did it go? Tell me.
Well, I scattered their sheep like you wanted.
That's perfect.
I trampled their laundry.
I also trampled their laundry, like you mentioned.
You did? That must have been quite unpleasant for them. They'll have to start over.
Alshik ran like the wind after I slipped in that specialty of yours.
I actually didn't witness
What
that.
a sight that must have been.
Aye. I reckon he's still throwing up.
You've taken care of everything. You deserve a reward. And with a bit on top as well. Like I promised. Since you did such a good job.
Thanks, Olbram.
Don't mention it. You're a handy
85
But
groschen
you could
on
be
top
even
of 45.
better, with my help, of course. They say I'm a good teacher. And listen, one more thing. We'll be meeting the Tachovites soon to discuss the pasture they stole from us. I'd like you to come with us. If you're not against it, that is.
So so we completed frogs, but it looks like there's one last part of this. What's the next step of your master plan, and what could you teach me?
What could you teach me?
Well, I'd say I've experienced quite a lot in my long interesting life. And now, in my old age, I have much wisdom to share.
Do you have anything specific in mind?
I could help you with the craftsmanship, you know, like when you want to make something. I also spent a lot of time with animals as a child.
So if you go down this path with frogs, he can teach you about craftsmanship, and I'm guessing survival?
That sounds good.
Or what animals?
I'd love to make use of your experience.
Or is it horsemanship and
learn
dogs?
something new.
It'll take some time, and maybe you could give me some cotton in return, eh?
So he can teach us craftsmanship, horsemanship, and houndmaster if we go down this path. Got it. What's the next step of your master plan?
So, what else do you have in store for those Tachovites?
I'll tell you, friend. We're going to meet the Tachovites in our pasture and try to sort it out. And if we don't get through to them, we'll kick their arses. Will you come with us?
Alright then.
Why not? I've already stolen a maypole and scattered some sheep.
You will? You're really in it with us up to your ears. But I reckon it won't be much fun this time. We meet in the pasture regularly, and it's always the same. I try to explain everything to Prochek, but he doesn't listen to me. The thieving thief. I suppose we'll fight then. Don't worry. When the Tachovites see you, they won't want to mess with us.
Wouldn't you rather make up, or alright, let's go to the pasture? So this brings us to, I guess this is where things converge. This is Battle of Frogs and Mice. So I'm guessing if you go down the mice path, it will also lead to this as well. Alright, let's see if we can get them to make up. Don't you want to make up with the Tachovites?
I keep thinking about your arguments with the Tachovites. Wouldn't you and Prochek rather make up? You've had the pasture split in half for years, and it's worked so far, hasn't it?
Your starters it down like a Tachovites bailiff first. He kept wanting to get involved. But to say the pasture ours in front of the Tachovites, that he won't do.
Well, what if I talk to him? Maybe I can convince him to help us.
I wouldn't bet on it. Last time, he told me and Prochek he'd put us in the stocks if we keep bothering them.
Fine then. I see there's nothing you can do.
Talk to Bailiff Thrush. Ah, so it looks like this is like a peaceful solution. So this is interesting. If you talk to Prochek after you do all the pranks for Olbram, he goes like kind of hostile on you.
Hey, it's that arsehole who scattered our sheep. Just you wait.
I'm sorry.
Oh, come on. It was just an innocent little joke. I'm sorry.
Shut it. I don't care about your excuses. You made a fool of my boy. I won't forget that. I'm going to hit you so hard, you'll be picking up teeth from the ground all the way to Trotsky.
So you can say, easy, leave me be or you'll regret it, or what if I pulled something on the Zhejevovites in return, or catch me, try to run?
Wait, I've got a better idea. Olbram of Zhelejov sent me to scatter your sheep. What if I pulled something on him in return? Then we'd be even, right?
Well, all right. But you'd better make a hell of an effort. Now listen up.
So you could go that far, and you could still change. You could still change your course of action right in the middle of this quest. Wow, after going that far. So that's interesting. You could actually kind of side with both and do both quest lines, both frogs and mice. And then you could end it however way you want. Wow, that's a lot of freedom. Okay, here's the blacksmith. I need something that can calm animals down.
I need something that'll put animals to sleep. Prochek said you might know something.
Well, it's true. I used a concoction that will put even a startled mare to sleep in no time. I once accidentally drank some and slept for 3 days. But the recipe is an old blacksmith's secret. The kind you don't just give away.
What did you tell a fellow blacksmith?
Wouldn't you tell a fellow blacksmith? My dad was a swordsmith, and I used to help him a lot.
Well, that changes things, mate.
There we go.
In that case, I can tell you.
We're bros,
Listen
man.
up, then. You take some poppy and thistle and boil them in oil. Then, after it cools off, you add a little herb Paris.
Okay. Thanks, I'll do that.
That doesn't sound too complicated.
Cool.
Thank you.
Blacksmith bro. Okay, here we go. I don't think this actually gave us a recipe in our book. You're supposed to just kind of remember it. It doesn't even say in the quest log. It just says the ingredients, but not how to make it. So you need poppy and thistle and oil, and then after it cools off is when you add the herb Paris. So let's get some oil, add that to the cauldron. This feels like a cooking show now. So that's poppy, 1 dose of poppy. Grind the herb Paris. I'm gonna start by boiling the poppy for 1 turn, then add the thistle, then boil for another turn, and then add the herb Paris after everything cools. Here we go. So we're gonna do this for 1 turn. Okay, and let's add the thistle. Let's get another turn in. Okay, there we go. Let that cool off. Alright, let's grab the ground herb Paris. Put that in. Here we go. Strong lullaby potion. Nice! Now I have a bunch of lullaby potions. Well, those come in handy if you're like trying to, you know, sabotage people, like sabotage camps and stuff. You could pour the potions into people's food. Oh, I feel like Bill Cosby saying that. Alright, so we're here at Prochek the tailor's. Let's see if we can get the paint. I need some paint.
I've heard you dye your own fabric.
I used to. I tried a few times, but I had to give it up. Tachovites is on a hill, and there's not enough water for that. Why'd you ask?
Yeah, dye
like to
works
buy
are
some
pretty
pigment.
intense.
I see. Well, perhaps I could find some leftover black. If you have enough groschen,
Course.
it's yours.
He wants money. We could say, alright then, or that's quite expensive.
Ah, damn. That's more money than I thought. Look, I don't need much. Just a bit will do.
Is that so? What do you want it for, anyway?
Should we be honest? I want to paint on Old Olbram's bull, or nothing important. I want to paint on Old Olbram's bull.
I want to paint on Old Olbram of Zhelejov's bull. Just a little should be enough.
Someone from Tachov put you up to this, am I right? You should have said that right away. I won't spoil your fun. You know what? If I scraped off some of that dried pigment from the edges of the bucket and mixed it with some lard, that could work.
Alright.
Those pigments are a magical thing, eh?
Yeah. Shut up and give me the paint, or what do you mean? What do you mean?
What do you mean?
For example, if you need blue, you can use blueberries or woad leaves. You put them in hot water with the fabric and it'll turn blue. Walnuts good too. With the husks of unripe walnuts, you can get a very nice light brown, sometimes even yellow.
Keep listening.
The best way to make red is from madder root. And when you add alum or beeswing to the water, the colour gets a beautifully rich
Very
shade.
educational.
Or you could just use plain old black elder. The berries, of course. But they're more for lighter shades. Oh, and privet's not too bad either.
This guy's going on forever.
If you use its bark and alum, you get yellow. You can even use the leaves. They make a nice green. But it takes forever.
Well, thank you for, oh my god, keep listening. I guess you could tell us how to make all kinds of natural dyes.
Favorite way of making yellow? Using dyer's broom or weld. You take a few nice stems, some leaves, a bit of alum, and you get yellow, as bright as a chick's feathers. And for so much cheaper than using saffron or
We need
iris.
black, though, my boy.
That's the main thing. Buckthorn makes a nice green. Maybe the best of all. You use its fruit. They say it can also heal. But I've never tried that.
Keep listening. Oh god, here we go again. Let's just keep listening to him, see what happens. Maybe he'll give us a discount.
The most important part is the stain, anyway.
Oh gosh.
Like alum, for example. It can create all sorts of shades and give depth.
Dude, after this, we're gonna be like we better get like a perk
even that
makes us a dye expert. And let's just dye our own clothes, you know?
Sometimes you want the fruit, sometimes the bark, sometimes the root, or maybe the leaves. Too bad I don't dye fabric much anymore.
Damn.
But I see you're really into it.
Nice, okay.
You know what? Take some of it for free.
My word. Thank you so much.
Oh, not worth mentioning.
Damn, you just wanted to talk about
Be
dye.
careful not to stain yourself. Quality material like this doesn't wash off easily.
Alright, nice. Game recognized game, man. He recognized, he spotted a fellow dying enthusiast and gave it to us for free. Nice, so if you listen to him the whole time, he gives you that for free. Okay, so we're here at Zhelejov. There's the bull. There's the white bull right there. Damn, Old Olbram is watching us though. I guess we should come here at night or something. Actually, you know what? Let me see if I can talk to this lady here. Maybe I could do some form of social stealth. Housemaid. That's a nice bull you've got there.
Beautiful animal, that bull of yours. There aren't many like it.
Sakra, you sound just like Old Olbram. Sometimes I think he likes that bull better than us.
What makes you think that?
Come on. Sure that's not true?
I'm not so sure. If some cutthroats abducted me from the farm, nobody would bat an eye. But our Noshtek, we have to guard him day and night. The poor fellas don't get any sleep because of it. Take care and have a pleasant evening.
Okay, so we can't really get her to go away by talking to her. Okay, snuck in successfully. She just had her head turned for a second. Here we go. Okay, I ported the lullaby potion. Let's get out of here. Alright guys, so we have the cover of night now. I'm gonna go ahead and try to sneak into the bull's pen.
What's that you're doing? Surely you don't want to break it.
That's a nice bull you've got there.
I was just looking at that bull you've got there. I don't think I've ever seen such a beautiful animal.
Aye, our bull, Olbram's that is the finest animal far and wide. Olbram's really protective of it.
Protective?
What do you mean?
For example, we have to watch it all night. Do you know how many times I've stepped in shit in the dark because of this? Farewell.
Oh man. Alright. So that, there's no way to try to persuade him. I'm guessing we have to like distract and knock him out or something. Oh my god, this guy's not reacting to these rocks at all.
Huh?
There we go. I think we can sneak in while he's distracted.
I must be mad.
Okay, here we go. We're inside the bullpen. He didn't notice us.
What the hell?
Okay, let's paint the bull. Here we go.
All right. What am I gonna do with you?
Paint a saddle on the bull. Paint Olbram covered with shit. Paint Sigismund and a few knobs. Let's paint Olbram covered with shit. I didn't even know we were gonna get options for this. This is funny.
Aye. This'll be good.
You're working on a masterpiece. Oh, this is funny, man. I thought we were just gonna paint the whole thing black. Oh, here we go. Let's take a look at it really quick. That's Olbram cover. Getting shit up on the pole. Oh, that's hilarious, man. That's funny. All right, let's see what some of the other options are here. So we could paint a saddle on it, or let's try Sigismund with a few knobs.
Aye.
Let's see.
This'll be good.
So that's Sigismund with a snail and a bunny with a sword. Okay, that one's kind of funny too. It's Sigismund. Oh my gosh, dude. I might have to censor that. Look at that. I'm not even going to say what that is with Sigismund. Look at what's sticking out of him. Oh my gosh, that is nasty. Alright, let's see what the saddle looks like.
Aye.
That sounds like the most basic one, but I'm sure it'll be something funny. Okay, that's funny too. Wow. Like it's like a horse. Like you put a mane on it with a saddle, like you can ride him. Okay, I still think I like the Olbram one the best though.
My humble
Alright, so here's Prochek. Alright, let's tell Prochek that we painted the bull.
It's done. Olbram's bull isn't as white as he used to be.
I knew you wouldn't let me down, mate. Olbram must be having a fit. I can almost see it.
To hell with the fucking place. The lousy cities are...
All right then.
All
You
right.
did what I asked, so we're even. And since you already got caught up in our little dispute,
Okay, here we go.
maybe you can help me with something else.
What else can I help you with?
So, what can I help the Tachovites with this time?
We're planning to meet with the Zhejevovites in the pasture that they keep arguing with us about. We'll sort it all out with them there. Nicely.
So,
man to man.
it looks like
Wouldn't you like to join
here
us?
is where the divergent paths converge again. Okay, so here's the bailiff. The conflict between Tachov and Zhelejov.
I came because of the arguments between Tachov and Zhelejov.
What happened this time? Did Olbram piss in Prochek's ale barrels again like last year?
No, But they're getting ready to meet up and beat each other up.
Let them do it then! Maybe a few knocks to the skull will do them good, and they'll leave me alone.
How did this conflict start?
How did the arguments between the Tachovites and Zhejejovites start, anyway?
What do I know? I was a young lad back then, but it's all because of that bloody pasture.
The shepherd's
Both
quarrel.
villages claim that it belongs to them, but nobody has any evidence. So they split it in half, but neither side is particularly happy about it.
So you're not gonna do anything about it? Can't we get them to make up?
Well, you wouldn't let them fight over nothing, would you? Does nobody know who the bloody pasture belongs to?
Nobody who could be trusted not to be making it up. After all, what business is it of mine? Let them kill each other for all I care. Worst case, I'll have to clap them all in the pillory. That should sort them out.
Von Berghoff would reward you, it's your responsibility, or medium, you'd finally have some peace. Maybe we could pull this one off, medium.
I'm sure you have enough worries as is. And the Tachovites and Zheliejovites are just wasting your time. Wouldn't it be worth it to sort it out?
That it would.
Success.
Bandits are running wild. My daughter is leaving the house. I don't have time for those morons right now. How the fuck am I supposed to find out who the pasture belongs to? I looked in the chronicle. Things like that tend to be there. But Bailiff Brada, who was here before me, must have been a lunatic. You'd have to be mad to make any sense of that book.
Then let me have a look. I may not be mad, but maybe I'll find something you overlooked. You won't have to worry about anything.
You want to touch such a rare book with those filthy peasant hands?
Do I look like a filthy peasant to you, dude? Look how fancy I look. Easy. I know books.
Filthy peasant hands?
Yeah.
Do you know how many books I've read? And I never fold corners. If there's anything actually useful in the chronicle, I'll find it.
Fine, have it your way.
Alright.
Maybe you'll manage to make some sense of Brada's bullshit. But if I find out you've even opened that book too harshly,
alright,
you'll have me to answer to.
Here we go. Alright, so let's go ahead and read the chronicle here at the rat house. I think that's in here, where the scribe is. I'm guessing it's this right here? Zhelejov under the root, Troskovit's chronicle as laid down by Bailiff Brada. The summer of the year 1327 was eventful. Quam gravis estas erat. It seems impossible to write it all down here. Fear then sank its claws especially into Zhelejov, who has a cottage near the forest. Per unum noctem in mense eufio. Listen to all that has happened. Zhelejov went into the woods, but in the darkness she went astray, fell down the hill, and remained wedged in the roots of a tree. Half the village went to look for the poor woman, but the root prisoner herself could not answer their call to Zhelejov. Timor isum vosum subrupru. I can't read all that Latin. It was not until the morning that the woman was freed. About the avenue of the strange, God has breathed many beautiful places into our region. Make it fit for human life. Deus dedit nobis terram perfectum. Of one place I will tell you now. On a hill near the pond of Vidlak, there is an avenue of strange trees consisting of oaks, rowan trees, and birches. Quercus sorbus betufa. Under one a battle was fought. Raubert or Albrecht and his band are said to have been defeated here 100 years ago, and the trees adorn the site of his death. The other tree is of simpler origin and reminds us of the border between the lands of Tachov and Zhelejov. Okay, so that marks the border where that battle took place. Optima ad finum. Let us also speak of another tree. The third of the trees provides protection from the storm, for it attracts lightning from all around. There are hundreds of similar places in this region, but next time we will tell about them so as not to shame other countries. Spring in Troskovitz. Like every spring, the most gracious and wise swift man who was invited by Brada inspected the fields and the living creatures and made this record. Sicut lex iuvet vificio. Let us begin with the cattle for milk. There are fewer cows than before, but more oxen in Troskovitz this year. We have a nice and big goats and plenty of sows too. Thanks to the cottages Tomas and Simic, we have two of the biggest bulls in the whole region. Dune say Terra Fama, let's count the ground under our feet. The fields are stiff in the same management. Even the land above the inns has not changed its lord, because the wedding of Anka in Vasek was ruined when the father of his bride in his drunkenness called Vasek a fool who had sex with sheep. The tree that bled. Troskovitz witnessed terrible events when Brennick and Mikhail, two local shepherds, decided to cut down a tree in the meadow above Vidlak. Non fuit bona idea. Half the village is angry with them now. The tree they chose to cut down is known for attracting lightning from far and wide. So that's the tree that was mentioned earlier that marked the boundary, so they cut it down far and wide to protect the good people, but it endangers the cattle in its pasture. Arbor and Kota Krentar, Michael first struck the trunk with the axe, but no sooner had he raised the instrument to cut it again than red blood began to gush from the wound. The horrible phenomenon so frightened both men that they down their axes and fled home. The parish priest who was summoned to the scene did not declare the tree miraculous, but the locals know their own and believe that the tree will not allow evil things to happen to it or its vicinity or in its vicinity. A great recounting of the soil. The Lord of Troskovitz gave orders to measure the soil in the spring, increase the quantity of grain brought to him. Dominus noster justus est. He shall take 6 sacks of wheat, and after the fields had been measured, the young men were brought to the proper places where the manor's grain was, that they might receive a good cutting, and so remember their place until death. Viberus Magnus erat. Let us know these boys: Yannick from the inn, Karel from the pigs, Alois from the carpenters, Martin from Tachov, Simon from Hosove, Peter from the whistle, Monte the curly-haired, Olbram from Zhelejov. Okay, I'm guessing that's Old Olbram, with whom, however, there is constant trouble, for he remembered his place badly even after repeated beatings. Vasek hanged. Death has shrouded our land with a dark cloud, for Vasek, the shepherd, was found hanged, almost as a trucks a intufils. All Troskovitz mourned for him. Vasek, who had spent his life alone and perhaps only loved Anka from the tavern, was buried outside the holy ground, for he had taken his own life. Today the shepherds have returned to the fatal meadow, but the hanged man's tree continues to be circumvented. We can only give thanks to Vasek for not choosing the tree commemorating the famous battle for his heinous act. Although he committed it in its vicinity, he could not have harmed the reputation and weight of the precious tree in any way. The brothers of the Commonwealth. Alice and Mika, sons of the carpenter Merrick, who had fallen down in age last winter, certainly did not take after their father. Ever since their uncle Yosef from Madyov had to take over their upbringing, both them began to shun people, and various rumors began to circulate among the good people of Troskovitz about how the brothers were always gloomy and did not like to stay alone with their uncle. Res etiam graviores malae facte sunt. Then the brothers left their native land, but Uncle Yosef forbade the brothers to look for them and began to tell various stories about their idleness. Ambo fratres magna peccata habesant. They were said to have wanted to have devilish intercourse with their uncle. What? Devilish intercourse with their uncle. Joseph took the cottage as his own, but he still cannot manage the land formerly belonging to his brothers, for it was the younger Alice who had their borders in mind, for he has once been cut on them. This story should therefore be a warning to future generations that a new way of marking boundaries must be created. Yeah, because they keep cutting the trees down. Franchik Bazoka. The young rooter who settled in Apolena had to come again among the honest people because Franchik, who was herding cattle on a farm, got into a cross with a bull. Taurus eum invested. The bull can break his oods. What cuts? I don't even know what that says. When the animal enraged rushed at the poor man, he wanted to hide in the crown of the miraculous tree so that the tree, which does not allow evil, would protect him from the beast. But Franchik, in his confusion, mistook the trees and climbed up the oak instead of the miraculous tree. Magnus clarorum audivis Advimus. Then the real abomination happened. The bull knocked Franchik down from the oak tree with one blow. His body was torn to pieces and even his eye was gouged from his horn. Although the oak certainly not a miraculous tree, it brought Franchik good luck, for he did not lose his life and returned to work after 8 Sundays. Guest of the Lord of Trotsky. The Lord of Trotsky often organizes great dances and invites important guests from all around. These events might not be of interest to our people in the Chamberlain of Trotsky. Did not take advantage of the situation. Otanta avistas in corde duo. Conrad is the name of his servant. He often uses his master's guests. He often lures his master's guests out of the castle to show them the surroundings, and on occasion, he extorts small gifts from the noble lords. Among other places, he leads them He leads the lords to a strange alley to show them the bloody tree and the tree of the hanged man and amuse them with bloody stories. Conradus non est nostrum. Only our rowan tree does not show the guests. He does not show the guests. Margaret's lovers. It is not decent for a decent man to judge another's love, but the circle of Margaret's lovers is already asking to be noticed. If a femina muftum virus amat. The brothers Martin and John had time to ask her. The woman, however, did not want to return the love of the brothers and chose another man for herself, thus causing immense grief to the brothers. Pax anime Johannes John, in his distress, threw himself off the rock. The body of John, unrequited by love, lay under the rock between Tachovites and Tachov and was buried outside the holy ground. Tristis erat frater es. Martin then went to meet the world. The brother of the deceased left our country after a great mourning and is said to have become a member of a knightly order in foreign lands.
This Latin phrase looks important. Otherwise it wouldn't be written in red, would it?
Okay, so here we go.
Ordinem in region ope claviferae. I should try to find somebody who could translate it for me.
Okay, maybe the scribe can help us with this. So that part was in Latin. The scribe should be like right here somewhere. We might be having lunch right here. So here we go. Scribe Gable.
Good day to you. What brings you here?
I need you to translate something from Latin.
I need to translate something from Latin. You're an educated man, aren't you? Would you help me?
Why not? It's nice to see simple folk wanting to get educated. What is it you need translated?
Fecit ordinem in regione ope clavi fere.
Fecit ordinem in regione ope clavi fere.
That's definitely Latin, but what could it mean? In regione is obvious. That's in the country or region.
Okay.
Fecit ordinem is something like
to bring
order. And clave means iron spike or maybe nail. So, brought order to the region with the help of an iron nail. Where did you hear that nonsense?
That's not important. The main thing is I know what it means, and hopefully it'll help me in my work. Thank you.
The iron nail must be, find the border nail in the pasture. That's where they demarcated the boundary of the pasture. Okay, so we're in the area where the iron nail should be. I feel like it should be around here somewhere. Oh, here it is. Okay, guys, so after like, it feels like 2 hours of searching or something, I finally found the old nail in the tree. So for reference, it's right here in the middle, like right where the quest marker is. Gosh, here we go. Examine the nail.
Ah, here's the damn nail. Right in the middle of the pasture. Olbram and Prochek won't be happy.
Pull out the nail? I don't know if that was a good idea. Oh, we can move the border nail elsewhere, huh? Now let's return the nail. I don't want to favor any one person. Wow, that's interesting.
I'll leave the nail where it is.
Yeah.
I've already gotten more involved than I should have.
That's interesting. So you could actually... I'm guessing that's if you decide to go full on with one of the other sides. Wow. Let's talk to the bailiff and tell him what we found. I found the border of the pasture.
I finally found the damn border between the Tachov and Zhelejov parts of the pasture.
How the hell did you manage that?
I found it in that chronicle of yours. It wasn't easy, but we can finally put an end to all that endless fighting.
Oh, about fucking time. So then, are you sure you found the right place?
Definitely. Bailiff Brada took iron nails and used them to mark the border so that people wouldn't forget where it is. One of them is in the oak tree on the pasture.
That's nice of him and all, but he could have fucking told somebody about it. Who can make sense of those writings of his? At least Olbram and Prochek will leave us alone now. Go to them, and when you all meet in the pasture, I'll ride over and settle this nonsense once and for all.
Nice.
And if those two start arguing again, I'll be hammering nails into their arses instead of trees.
Oh, man. All right, here we go. All right, so here's Olbram. Let's go and see the Tachovites.
All right, I'm ready now. Let's go to the pasture and have a word with the Tachovites.
Excellent. Come, Let's tell the others, and we'll send for the fucking project.
I don't know, all the F-bombs in this game just make me laugh sometimes. Alright, here we go.
Well, Zhelievites, did you miss us?
Of course they did. I reckon they hardly slept a wink.
Can you blame them? I'd rather come and get a beating than hang around in Zhelejov too.
You see? They're provoking us again. There's no use trying to negotiate with them.
There's nothing to negotiate, old man. The pasture is ours, and that's final.
Bullshit! You know right well that I got smacked around as a child in that orchard, right over there.
When he said
that, what? Now you'll get
he reminded me of Rob Schneider.
Enough!
Bullshit.
Does anybody here have anything better
Here we
to
go.
do?
Trust? What are you doing here?
This shouldn't concern you, bailiff. We'll just beat those bastards' asses and go home.
Stop the conflict, Thrush. The fight's over, you idiots. Isn't it time to make up? Stop the conflict.
Sort them out, bailiff. Put a stop to their nonsense once and for all.
I look so ridiculous.
I won't tolerate this nonsense in my territory.
I lost reputation for that.
Zhelievites. Maybe they'll finally get it into their thick heads that this pasture is ours.
In your dreams, you Tachovite swine!
Kurva! Be quiet already!
Yeah.
You're both wrong. The pasture is split in half. From here to that oak over there is Zhelejov property, and from the oak on, it belongs to Tachov.
We're supposed to share with them? Ha!
How do you know? You're not even from around here.
But unlike you, yokels, he can read. It's all there, black on white, in the Prochek Chronicle. So you'll obey it and finally give it a rest.
Alright.
They've done so much to hurt us. They should have to make it up to us. Make them pay.
None of that. They're the ones always provoking us.
These guys are so frustrating.
What? Let's give them a nice final bashing.
Okay, we can say shut up, Prochek. Shut up, Olbram. Both of you shut up, or would you make up already? Let's say would you make up already?
Knock it off already. Haven't you had enough of all this senseless arguing over the years? All those worthless problems and wasted time? Can't you just shake hands and make up?
That's right. From this point forward,
nice.
This dispute is over. And if I hear about anyone causing trouble again, I'll have you all clapped in the pillory. Together. Now pack up and go home.
Alright.
Grandpa, are you satisfied?
Kurva. Not in the slightest. Are you?
No.
Well, at least it's fair. Well, I'd just rather punch you in the face.
Don't you worry. I'm sure we'll find a reason to fight again soon enough. Otherwise, it'd be an awful bore around here, eh?
Well said.
Now, I hope the Tachovites and Zhelievites won't be at each other's throats for a while.
I can hardly believe it. I'm sure Lord von
Guy's trying to take all
will be
the credit.
delighted with how I handled it.
How you handled it?
Aye? With a little help from you. True enough. It's nice that someone deals with problems instead of making more for a change.
Ah, don't mention it.
Leave it off. We've got our good name back. Since you did so well with the Chronicle, I have another book of knowledge for you. I didn't get much out of it myself, but maybe you'll find something revealing in it. That's a damn fine reward, don't you think?
Damn fine. Thank you.
My word. Thank you.
Alright. So that's interesting. If you go with a compromise solution, nobody is really happy or satisfied, but at least it's fair and they stop fighting. Let me know what you guys think. Would you side with the Tachovites or would you side with the Zhelievites? I would take the middle route and have it split down the middle. But anyway, let me know what you guys think. So that was Battle of Frogs and Mice.